Hi, the focus of this course is always going to be on code and applications of the concepts that we study. To emphasize that, we are going to start off first with data and we're going to take a look at data without even looking at what statistics and probability is. We're going to first get a feel of what the real world data looks like and what sort of issues we come across, and then we'll move on to the definition and the basics of statistics. So if you haven't already set up your Jupyter notebook, please go ahead and do that. If you need help with that, the previous video will guide you. Make sure that you download the resources for this course and extract the zip file for the Jupyter notebooks, which will give you all of these notebooks. As we go along this course, you can take a look at which notebook we're working on and follow along or type the code yourself for maximum benefit. Okay, so let's get started with some data. We are going to load some data that is available to us in this CSV file. So if you go to data and nhance data.csv file over here, you will see that we have some information here. So there are quite a few columns here and there are approximately 5,500 rows over here. Okay, so this is the data that we have. The columns look really weird, but we'll explain what those are in just a minute. Let's first go ahead and load them into our code. So we're going to use a library called pandas for that. So pandas is an extremely popular library. You import it using import pandas as PD. So this as PD is going to be a shortcut, and by convention people import pandas as PD. So instead of writing pandas, we can just write PD afterwards. Okay, so let's go ahead and hold shift and hit enter to run that. If you get an error on this, you might have to install pandas using this command as we discussed in the previous video. So let's go ahead and load this CSV file into what is called a data frame in pandas. So a data frame essentially looks like this. So it's a table. So we don't want to go into an in-depth discussion of pandas. That's a whole huge course unto itself. We just want to use pandas over here to explore our data. So you only need to concern yourself with the specific functions that we're using over here. Okay, so that's going to be the theme throughout this course. We are going to look at a lot of libraries, but you don't have to understand them in depth or fully at all. You just look at one function and make sure that you understand that. So this read CSV function from the pandas library takes a URL or a file name and simply reads that CSV data into this table format, which pandas calls a data frame. Okay, so that's all you need to understand. It tells you that it has 5735 rows and 28 columns. If you want to take a look at just the first couple of rows, you can do da.head. If you want to specifically take a look at what shape this structure is, so shape is going to be very useful later on as well. So let's do that. So it's 5735 by 28. So it gives you a tuple back, which tells you how many rows and columns there are. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're simply going to get a feel of the data that we have over here, because based on this, we are going to define some terminology and some theory behind these concepts. So it's good to have a feel of what real world data looks like. For that purpose, we have chosen this NHANES dataset. So this is a dataset that comes from the UK National Center for Health Statistics. They have collected data from real world. It's a huge dataset spanning multiple years, and it has quite a few different parameters that they've collected from the real world. Again, we don't want to look at all the columns individually. We are just going to pick a few columns and then explore them. For instance, we want to use the body measures code block. So that's just one portion of the whole NHANES dataset. You can simply go ahead and click on this and you will arrive at this, and you will see that the column name BMXWT is the weight in kilograms of the respondent. This official page gives you a lot of information about this attribute, but we're not really interested in all the details. We're just getting a feel of this. So you can access this particular column using DA BMXWT. Okay, so you can do that. You get the single column out, which pandas calls data series. A data frame is composed of data series. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at some visualization. So we saw this in the previous video. You can have some values, you can import matplotlib, and you can plot them. So this we covered in the previous video. The problem over here that we want to discuss from a statistics perspective is when you take a look at this plot later on, you will not know what these X and Y values are. So what you need for any graph, and this is essential, is that you add labels to both the axes, title to the chart, and a legend which tells us what this line is representing. Okay, I'll show you what I mean, and then we're going to discuss it further. So first we create a figure of size 10,5. So it's going to be a lot wider than it is taller. We are going to do the plot as before, and then we are going to set a title for the graph, an x and y label using these functions. Okay, this is the object and this is the function within that object. That's all the syntax that you need to understand. Okay, again, we're going to look at quite a few libraries, quite a few functions. Just look at them at face value. plt.title, that sets the title of the graph. You don't have to understand how or why or when or whatever, right? So just look at the code at face value and go along and you'll be fine. Some people, when they're getting started with these, they have trouble letting go. So just let go of the functions details and just use them. Okay, so x label, y label, we also want to show a grid, and then we say plt.show. That is going to turn this plot into this plot. Okay, so we have the same plot. Now we have a grid, we have an x-axis label, we have a y-axis label, and we have a title for the plot. So this was a simple example. Let's go ahead and plot the weights that we have. So here's the code that creates a scatter plot for us. Recall from the previous video that for a scatter plot, we need an x and a y. So we are going to do this plt.scatter. We are going to give it an x and a y. Let's get rid of this for a minute. So we are going to create a scatter plot and we are going to give it an x and a y. So y-axis is going to be our weights. But what about x-axis? The x-axis is simply going to be numbers going from 0 to 5,000 something, right? So person number 0 has this weight, person number 1 has this weight, and so on and so forth, right? So in order to do that, we need values going from 0 to however many people there are, right? So for that, we use the range function. Recall from the previous video that we can call a range function on an integer, and that will give us numbers going from 0 to that number. For that, we are going to first calculate the length of the values that we have. So this is going to give us all the elements in that series. This is going to count them. And finally, we are going to convert that into a range. So if you do that, you will see that it gives you range 0 to 5735. We are going to put this range over here as our x coordinate, right? So number of data points is dabmxwt.size, or you can use length, right? So we can use length as well. Then you give it to range. That gives you this range from 0 to 5735. You put that in x values, and the y values are going to come from the actual data. Then we scatter them, give it a title, give it an x label, give it a y label, and then show this. Once again, it's not our purpose to understand the whole code in full. I'm explaining it so that you're comfortable with it, but type it yourself, run it. Once you see the output, then this is going to make a lot more sense. So x-axis goes from 0 to 5735, and the y-axis is weight, which goes from whatever the minimum is up to the maximum. So that's all there is to it. So this is a scatter plot, but the problem over here is, which is what we actually want to study here, is that all of these values are too jumbled up. I can't see what's going on over here because it looks messy, right? So that's one of the purposes of statistics, to make stuff look clean. So what we're going to do is we are going to change the style of these individual points so that they're more visually appealing. This is where a little bit of creativity comes along, but there are very, very easy options that you can use. For instance, you can change the style of the dot to a small x. So you can say that, and that's going to turn this into an x. It's already pretty pleasing, but you can go ahead and change the size of this x to be a lot smaller, and that's going to make this whole mess look a lot cleaner, right? So let's go ahead and set s is equal to 0.4. So create a scatter plot with x-axis, y-axis values coming from here. Marker, the single point that you put, should be an x, and the size should be like 40%. Okay, so once we do that, now you can see that this looks a lot cleaner. It might not be visible on this video, but if you run the code yourself, you will see that it makes a lot more sense. Okay, so when we move on to the theory of statistics, we'll see how this fits into the whole bigger picture of statistics. Okay, now one final thing that we want to do is we want to calculate the average weight. So let's say you're a health professional and you want to calculate the average weight in this population. If you remember, the formula for average is you sum all of the different values together and you divide by their count. So their count can be retrieved using length. So length of y is 5735. We already know that. And we can calculate their sum using sum of y. Doesn't work. Why is that? That's weird. These are numeric values. Their sum should be a number, whereas this is saying not a number. So NaN stands for not a number. So that's weird. And that is why we are discussing this real world data up front before jumping into the theory of statistics. Because when you cover the theory first, you look at very clean, pristine neat looking data, and that does not have these issues in it. Therefore, you never come across them. But here you can see that we have some sort of a problem in the data. And I'll tell you what the problem is, but you need to be aware that in the real world, this is the type of stuff that you come across. And this is what you have to deal with. The actual formulae or the mathematics of statistics is extremely easy. Look at this formula. Sum all of them together, divide by their count. That's all there is to it. But when you get into the real world, you come across these issues. And that is what this course is about. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what the problem is. The problem is that in this data set, there are going to be some values which are missing. So not a number for this particular person, for this particular attribute is not present. It's either because the person chose not to answer the question, or the data entry operator made a mistake and they simply skipped it, or somehow it got corrupted, but the end result is that this value is simply not present. It's called a missing value. And if you add not a number with 1.0, it's going to be not a number, right? So a missing value plus anything is also a missing value, right? So that is why we are getting this sum as not a number. But we can't work with not a number. What we can do is simply ignore those things which are not present and add the rest of them. It's very easy to do that once you know how to do it. So instead of writing our own code, we already have a function drop NA in pandas, which is going to take a series. It's going to drop all the not a numbers from that and assign that back into Y. So once you do that, you will see that the length of Y reduces to 5666, and now you can get a sum out. And when you have the sum and the length, you can simply go ahead and calculate their average, which is 81 kilograms. So that is going to be the theme of this whole course. We are going to look at some data, we are going to go to code, work with it, get a feel of it, then go to our mathematics, try to get an intuition behind what the science is, and then come back to code and try to understand how that science applies to the real world. So in the next video, we are going to take a look at what statistics is, some of the foundational concepts, and then we are going to come back to this case study of ours and explore the enhanced dataset in further detail.